Right, yes, hi all, welcome. Yes, I'll try and make this quick, but it's quite a lot to go through. So yeah, thank you very much to Darren Orchard on the Sinclair C5 Owners Forum. He's come up with replica indicators for the Sinclair C5. Basically, these look identical to the originals, absolutely fabulous. But he's done some modern improvements. So inside this one's here, for example, rather than having a standard bulb in it, you've got an LED sort of strip light type bulb. Much lower powered. You've also got on the back, so rather than having the standard sort of spring clips on there, you've got these really nice new screw-on retainers, which yeah, honestly, when you screw them on, they're absolutely top. And they're ever so slightly bendy, so they sort of fit the sort of slight curve of the plastic on there. But yeah, look at the detail on those, absolutely wonderful. All of this is all exactly as per the originals. Really nice, and that takes a lot of effort. Yeah, a lot of effort to make these, so well done Darren, top notch. There's the other one just in there. At the front, quick look at the front. These are also replicas as well, so if I come up close to these ones, got all the writing on there. So when you mount these, make sure that the writing is facing downwards like this, because the screw threads here are slightly offset. If I have a quick look underneath this Sinclair, just so you can see how the back fits. There we go, look at that. So you've got two threaded retainers, which are really, really nice. And that large part in the middle is basically a sort of clip that secures the modern bulb holder. It's the same type of bulbs they use, the same variety, but much better way of fitting them. From that amount of wire there, and then you join it up to the original wiring just there, which you can just about see it. Same for that side there. Right, let me pause at that just there for the moment. Right, so a quick look at the back in a bit more detail. If it'll focus, look at that. Really, really nice. Absolutely superb, glossy, and say these take a lot of effort from Darren. So honestly, Darren, well done for going through all the effort of making those. And if I quickly put on the power, switches in here. So obviously this is normally there's no switch there. This is a correct position for this indicator switch. So I press right and left. Very, very nice. Right again. Lovely, really lovely. And see, all of that is controlled by an LED flash as well, which comes in Darren's kit. That's actually adjustable, so on the bottom of that you've got a little adjustment screw so you can adjust the speed of the flasher, but I just left it in this factory position. Right, yeah, so now a quick look at my attempt at the wiring. So with Darren's current kit, it does not include any of the additional wiring that you need to wire in a set of Sinclair indicators. So what I've done is, again, it'll be in the description, and I'll probably take a photograph of it to include at the end of this video potentially, is I'll add the lengths of wire that I've used, plus I'll add an extra additional sort of 2 inches of wiring on top of the total that I used. That way, when you guys come to fit it, you've got that bit of extra flexibility in how you put your wiring in. For example, the front one, I've obviously left some slack in the front one, so that when I undo the screws here if I want to, and I can then move the switch out, I can still unplug the wires to the switches, and it's not like a tight fit. So yeah, a little bit of extra sort of slack there is what you need. You also need wiring going up to here, up to the flasher as well, again from the switch up here. Darren's kit as well includes the chocolate block connector on there. So if you're running just the indicators, you need a 4-piece. If you're running things like the horn, for example, then normally you need a couple of extra blocks as well on top of that. Again, you'll need sticky pads here, which Darren should be including in the version 2 kit, plus about 20 cable ties. That pretty nice. Right, Right then, yeah, so let me show you what's inside the Mark 1 kit. So hopefully the Mark 2 kit will include wiring, cable ties and sticky pads. So ignore that part there for the moment. Rear indicators with the new fitting devices on them. Bear in mind these are early ones, hence why they're black. The new ones are white. Replica indicators as well with the modern touches. So again, you've got the modern bulb holder in there. You've got the screw thread parts there, which are really nice because on the original indicators they had two little pieces of plastic rather than metal threads, which is super prone to breaking, hence why most people would then glue them on, along with these nice little screw threads, retainers here, which are absolutely lovely. Inside there you pull this piece here off, you've got a nice fitting bulb holder, rubberized, pull it out and it takes a standard type bulb. Now a point I want to make is that when I installed this the kit on Ash's Sinclair with these and the bulbs provided, it flickered and that was it. So what I found is that the bulbs in here drew so little current that I had to replace those with higher powered bulbs that drew more current for the system to flash. I think the combination of having, say, those together, not drawing much power, it was just too sort of weak for this. So what I did is I changed the bulbs over and then instantly the things flashed straight away. So a little tip there. They also come with rocker switch and a bit of chocolate block as well. Right then, yes, let me show you some other bits and pieces as well. So two things first of all. Gaskets. So Darren's Mark 1s don't come with gaskets. So when I received them and I installed them, I kind of determined that I needed a gasket basically to sort of close up the gap, make them fit, to make them more original. Spoke to Darren, had a look online, found this material just here. I sent a link to Darren, he purchased that, and that is literally identical to this except that's sticky backed, otherwise it feels exactly the same. Really nice. So Darren ordered that, sent me a piece of that. I cut it out into this shape here. Bear in mind we also need much smaller holes. You need a smaller hole there, one in the middle, one at the bottom. You need one in the middle, see, for the two wirings to go through. And then I literally just peeled off the sticky back, stuck it on, absolutely perfect. So Darren's going to start to include two gaskets cut to this shape with the 3 small holes in future kits. So that's that. Just gives you a much nicer finish when it's installed on the Sinclair, much more OEM. You're also going to need a switch bracket as well. So you've got a few options here. Original one, if you can get hold of one. That's a crappy old one just there. But yeah, it does the job. Or Darren came up with these amazing things here. They're really beautiful. So you've also got a single unit here and a dual unit, in case you want to fit maybe hazard warning lights or a safety kit, for example. Either way, they do the same thing. Grab one of those. Little hole here for the wiring. So bear in mind there's already one there, obviously. This is a dual kit here. When it's mounted, these legs here hit up against the back of this. So when you do the switch, there's zero movement in that. It fits perfectly. Original 3D printed ones, in my opinion, were absolutely awful. They just broke off. They're really thick. They broke off. They look crap. These ones here, they rest up against the back here, and there's no movement whatsoever. So yeah, you're going to need one of those as well. Again, Darren's going to start to include those in the Mark II kits, or ping him and no doubt he can sort you out one for the Mark 1 kits. Next up are the bits and pieces you need to install this. So first of all, you need an electric drill, which I haven't got in the photograph here. You need a wire stripper, crimper, a couple of drill bits, primarily for this. You only need like small drill bits, like probably like 2mm, nothing too heavy for that. You need here, really important, you need a 23mm hole cutting tool. That fits that, so you have to have that to be able to do this. Original Sinclair is about 21mm. Yes, you need a 23mm one. That fits perfectly for that. That's £7 on eBay. You can get them cheaper, but I plan on doing potentially a few more of these kits, so I always buy like quality. That's that. Sticky pads, again, Darren's hoping to include sticky pads in his kit and cable ties underneath there. I chose to use crimp connectors. Again, you can use a 6mm male and females. You can obviously buy these as well that are pre-insulated. I chose to use these ones along with some heat shrink on the top, but you can buy pre-insulated ones for like about £5 on eBay for about 50 pairs, or you could potentially use this this as well if you wish, but in my opinion, crimp connectors much better. Right then, so what you need to do with this for the rears is you basically got this line just here, just there. Get out some masking tape, put some masking tape straight across there. Get down on your knees, check out the angle, get it in the optimal place. That's kind of your baseline. Then you'll then be able to plonk on your plastic template on top, push it down, and you'll be able to sort of see, where your middle hole, top hole is, middle hole and bottom hole. So don't worry about the middle hole for the moment. Now with your template pushed in place like that, you obviously can move it around based on the middle part of the template hitting your middle part of your masking tape here. Then get your tape measure out, put it on top. You're looking for the measurement between this edge here and this edge here, which should be 13 centimeters. Therefore, you obviously want to go for 6.5 centimeters, which I'm just holding it roughly in place. There. Go for 6.5 centimeters, just there. And then you can say mark it with a piece of pencil, for example, 6.5 centimeters. And then you get your template again. Make sure your template is centralized with your little mark just here. And then you'll be able to then drill out your first hole just there. And then after that moment there, you then better again lay it flat onto there and get it lined up with your masking tape in the middle, evenly on both sides. And that by default should make it dead straight. If in any doubt, stand from it above like this. Have a good look down, make sure it's all straight, because the main thing is you've got your first point just there. And then you can get the whole thing nice and dead straight. And then again, you can mark it up with a pencil through the template there, through the middle hole, take the template away, and drill out the 3 holes. Middle hole there, again, you'll need it slightly larger, not much, maybe a 4mm drill bit, for example. You don't need much. And the small one here, I think it's about 2 mil, just enough for those threaded holes. Again, you can go 4mm if you want to. At the end of the day, once you've drilled it, you drilled it. It doesn't really matter kind of like what size the holes are. You can't really cover them over. And then indicators with the seals should go straight on, poke the wires through, and then boom, put your retainments on the back. Right then, yep, so for the front ones, I'm hoping again to provide Darren a template if I can. Otherwise, just need to make sure you measure before you drill, that's all. So Ash has got Graham Garlick's 3D printed indicators on it. So what I did is I checked my indicators versus my brackets and got the gap here. So I know that I had a template when I installed mine, so I know that mine are fitted in the correct position. You used to get a paper template that came with the original indicators. 3 centimeter gap is what you want on there. So the technique I did for this was I measured the 3 centimeters, so I had my sort of corner moments. I had my masking tape underneath, so I kind of knew where I was going to go. I then got a sharp pencil. I put this on top of the plastic. Sharp pencil. Was able to draw around the outside of this central part here. Took it away. Just drew a line down the middle for my sort of central drill point. Got my hole cutting tool out, double checked it's in the right place and not too close to the edge here. Drilled straight through. Once I drilled through, I was then able to put the indicator just about into the hole and get it nice and straight. And then I marked up the screw thread with my pencil, screw thread there with the pencil just on the outside, took it off and then drilled in the correct positions, pushed it in, absolutely perfect. Not difficult. Again, you haven't got to go for a 2mm drill bit. You could go for a 3mm, which gives you a bit of extra capacity for moving things around. So no drama. Push them in, get them a reasonably nice tight fit. Put your 2 screw retainers on the back. Push your bulbs in. You need to push your bulbs in, quite well. Maybe with like a sort of thin screwdriver, for example, because when they're brand new, they're quite a tight fit on there. And that's it. Really nice. Now for the switch, incredibly easy the switch is. So yeah, get yourself a nice quality drill bit, put the bracket in place. If you've got one of Darren's new brackets, they fit super firmly in place. You can then obviously just centralise it, which is not difficult. 2 little pilot holes and then 2 little self-tapping screws. That's all you need. Very, very easy. Right then, yep, so I'm going to do my best on the wiring. Now, the wiring is available on the Sinclair C5 owner's website, so you can literally download the instructions under the resource section for fitting indicators. But I will quickly explain it anyway on here. So first of all, if your Sinclair is original and has no other accessories, such as a horn, then you can do what I've done here. If you've got the horn in place already, then you will have additional wiring, which then you want to refer to the instructions on the original instructions, because there are some differences. But this Sinclair here had no accessories, so no electronic accessories, so it's all original. So what you need to do is you need to hook out these wires here from this piece of plastic. Now the red one, and the red and white, blue and white, purple and white, these are normally a looped piece of wire which you cut in the middle of each one, then strip off, you know, 1/2 centimetre of the sheath, twist them together, and then poke them in the relevant holes. Okay, that's how it works. So bottom one, the 4th hole, you've got on the left the 2 red and whites. 3rd hole, you've got the 2 blue and whites. 2nd hole, 2 purple and whites. Top one is the single black and white. Okay. Now indicators on this particular set from Darren, it comes with black and white wires, as you see there. Black is negative, and the white is positive. Again, check that by just touching the connections to a battery, and obviously it will come on if it's a correct polarity. I don't think you'll burn it out. So I've got here the white, which is positive, goes into my purple and white. It comes along here, and it goes into the right-hand side opposite, to the right-hand side of the 4th terminal, opposite the red and whites. Looking at the other connection in there, the other purple, that goes along here, and that also goes to positive on the right hand side rear indicator. Nice and easy. On the next one, which is the blue and whites, I've got 2 blue and whites just here. So what I have is these 2 here go along here, and one of them goes straight into the switch, into the right hand side part of the switch. And then the other blue and white goes along here, and that's the negative for the rear indicator. Now on the top, just up here, I've got 2 wires. So the purple here goes to the purple on the switch, which is the left hand side connection of the switch, and then the blue goes round here, and that's the negative of the rear left indicator. And then facing the black and white, I have a brown which goes along here into the flasher relay, into this right hand side position. Then I've then got the orange in the central position, and that then goes down here, and that goes into the middle of the switch. And yes, that's it. Like I mentioned, if you've got a horn, you will have additional wiring and then some different changes. Okay, you have to like, do like a little loop and stuff, because it uses the same power cable, so bear that in mind. Right, yes, an additional bit on here on the front wiring. Now, I can't bother to remove the cover to show you, but it's photographed at the end of my video, plus in the instructions. So underneath there, you have basically 3 additional wires. So what you need to do is take off that top cover, lift the top cover off, in order to be able to remove this middle piece of plastic. Pull the 3 wires out so you can see them. Strip the end of the wires off, attach them to chocolate block. The first one is purple and white on the left, then red and white in the middle, then blue and white on the right hand side of the chocolate block. Very simple. Then for your indicators, you should then pull this bit of rubber out of the plastic, and then at the front of the indicators, get the wiring and poke it down and poke it up through here. Poke it through the middle of this rubber grommet, so it's obviously out here somewhere. It'll be about here somewhere, roughly, the wire. Then you put the rubber grommet back in the hole again. Then all you do with the wires, you'll obviously have 4 wires. You have 2 positives and 2 negatives. So the 2 positives from the indicators go to the middle red and white connection. Then the right indicator's negative goes to the purple and white, and then the left indicator's negative goes to the blue and white. So very simple. So attach it onto the chocolate block, make sure it's all secure. If it is, then you can just sort of tuck the wiring back into here, put this grommet back in place, put the plastic cover back in place, slide this piece here down, which will be there, slide it down, job done in that section. Right, and yes, that's it. So I hope that's of use to people. I know it's a long video, so thanks for sticking with it. phosphorus left on there. Really great kits, absolutely worth having. And I'll definitely say make sure you've got all of the tools in advance. You know, that the hole cutting tool for the front. I recommend, if you can, the templates for the rears certainly, and potentially ideally from the front if we can get one, if we can do one, basically that is, of course. Get the measurements absolutely right before you drill. None of this is really difficult, but you just need to make sure, you know, that you get it all in the correct places before you hit that drill button, that's all. Wiring wise, not too difficult either. Like I say, I'll provide Darren the measurements of the wiring. I'll also write the wiring lengths as well in the description of the video. Hopefully it's nice and clear. And like I mentioned at the beginning of the video, I'll add an extra 2 inches of wiring per piece of wire. That way you then got an additional bit of flexibility of where you want to mount it. But yeah, cable ties, sticky pads, a whole lot. It's absolutely worth fitting this kit. You know, just take your time, don't rush, and yeah, enjoy it when it's on. There's such nice items. So yeah, well done Darren Orchard for creating these beautiful things. Thanks very much. Hope this is interesting. All the best.